Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hudson Middle School Stadium Field today. Bright sunny day on Thursday, May 21st. It's a game against the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abe's and our own Hudson Raiders here. Both Memorial and Hudson are at the top of the Big Rivers Conference this year. Memorial at this point is undefeated. Hudson has one loss to the Old Abe's earlier this season. Terrible loss for the Hudson Raiders, actually. A 7-1 game. It was a real beatdown put on by Memorial to the Hudson Raiders. And this is Knut Johnson reporting for the Hudson Raiders today. I know the Hudson Raiders and Coach Knutson are going to have them ready for tonight's game. Bright sunny day today. The Hudson Raiders record is 7-1-1 on the year. And non-conference 5-1-1, so overall 13-2-1. We're almost ready to start the game here. Dale Posernich, the center ref, checking with his ARs to see if they're ready. I actually expect pretty much a war today after the physicality of the last game. I know Hudson's worked hard all week to bring up their level of physicality. And there's the Hudson Raiders. Touch the ball out of bounds. Kennedy Bilt sends it out. Senior for Hudson. It'll be a throw-in for the Memorial Old Abe's. Taking the throw will be number 22. That's Cameron Gora's a senior defender for the Old Abe's. Kate Johnson for the Raiders on the sideline trying to shield to win that ball. Ball's kicked out of bounds by the Old Abe's. A little push there. I think you're going to see a lot more physicality than a little push there in the very near future in this game. Kennedy Bilt sends the ball into Jordan Helterbrand, tries to get it to the forwards, can't do it. Memorial touches the ball back up, but it's intercepted by center back and captain Megan Monette. She tries to get it to Maddie Haynes up there on the left. Memorial knocks the ball into Kate Sanaki, center midfielder for the Raiders. Kate hits it out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for the Old Abe's. Very long throw-in, high arcing throw-in for the Abe's. Brooke Gottschalk touches it up to Maggie Kaler, senior captain, number 12 for the Raiders. Getting up the left sideline there. Kaler's going against the defense, and the defender for the Old Abe's just knocks that ball out of bounds. That's number 14, Brittany Boudry, a senior defender for the Old Abe's. Taking the throw-in for the Hudson Raiders is going to be sophomore number 15, Taylor Brinkman. Brinkman's been an exceptional player for the Raiders this year in just her sophomore season. Maggie Kaler up on top tries to get some space. There's 4 Old Abe's around her there, and they finally clear it up to the sideline there, get it out of bounds. They knock it out. It'll be a Raider throw-in for Brinkman again. Brinkman makes the throw, touched by Sanaki. Back to Brinkman. Off the hand of the Old Abe, not called, but Old Abe's knock it out of bounds. Brinkman takes yet another throw-in for the Raiders. Right down the line she goes, up to Maddie Haynes on the left forward position. Haynes will try to get that ball across, but before she does, the ball's knocked out of bounds by the Old Abe's there. That was number 9 for the Old Abe's, Kelly Hinden, a junior defender. Kate Sanaki gets a left-footed touch up near the box to Maggie Kaler. Raiders can't control it, but neither can the Old Abe's. They knock it back in. Foul is committed by the Hudson Raiders, where the Old Abe gets knocked onto the ground there, and the Old Abe's number 22 is Cameron Goras is going to take the free kick for the Memorial Old Abe's. See the 4 backs for the Old Abe's there, and Goras takes the kick. It's a low ball, stopped by Maggie Kaler, kicked right into her actually. Abe's try to clear that ball out of bounds, goes outside. Taylor Klatt gets the ball, hands it over to Taylor Brinkman. Knutson likes to have the defenders throw the ball to have more attackers in the game, and that usually works pretty well for them. Midfielders for the Old Abe's get the ball, try to send it up on top to their forwards, but Kennedy Biltz is there for the Raiders. She sends a long ball up in a counterattack. Maggie Kaler is there with the ball in the control. Kaler tries to get it to the left to Kate Sanaki. Sanaki tries to get the ball forward, but nobody there for the Raiders. Ball's going back and forth here. A little bit of frantic play. Kate Johnson gets a head on it over to Brooke Gottschalk. Gottschalk trying to maintain possession, but the midfielder, number 21, is Casey Goras, one of the sisters. And the Memorial Old Abe's temporarily have possession. Maggie Kaler trying to get ahead of that last Old Abe defender for a breakaway. Ball's knocked out of bounds by the Old Abe's, and it'll be a throw-in for the Raiders. Kate Johnson looks like she's going to take this throw in the attacking third for the Raiders. Goes back to their defender there, and that's Kennedy Biltz with the ball. Tries to lift the ball up into the box area there, and it comes all the way across. Haynes is there, touches it with a left foot, can't quite gain control. That's number 14, Brittany Boudry, the defender for the Old Abes. It just knocks that one out of bounds. Unusual for the Old Abe backs to just knock a ball out of bounds just from a little pressure put on by the Hudson Raiders. Here's Taylor Klatt, the midfielder, throwing the ball in for the Raiders, trying to throw it into the box, and does. Headed out by the Old Abes. Klatt sends the ball up into the box there, and it's caught by their goalkeeper, Grace Frank of the Memorial Old Abes. Frank is going to punt this ball away and does. Good ball by Taylor Klatt sent in. Got to get those forwards up there to see if they can get a touch on the ball. Ball's headed twice by the Old Abes, trying to get upfield. Taylor Brinkman gets a touch to Taylor Klatt. She tries to get it to Haynes. Haynes gets it over to Maggie Kaler. Back to Haynes. Haynes is going central with this ball. Tries to get a through ball to Jordan Helterbrand there. Doesn't quite get there when the Old Abes intercepted that ball. They are counterattacking. Frantic pace to this game already, folks. Very quick game today. Both teams running. There you see first stop by our goalie, Karen Chuckle, for the Hudson Raiders. Young sophomore doing exceptionally well on defense and goal for the Hudson Raiders. Kate Johnson gets the ball upfield. Intercepted by the Old Abes, kicks it back to Johnson, but Johnson bodies the ball out of bounds there. Can't quite control that ball for the Raiders. It'll be a throw-in for the Old Abes. They take the ball, goes all the way up to the top to Olivia Hansen there. Gottschalk gets it, though, sends it out to Biltz. Biltz sends a long ball to the right, but that's going to be out of bounds. Going to be another throw-in for the Old Abes. Taking the throw-in there is 22, Cameron Goras, the senior defender. And Casey must be a twin, both seniors, so obviously twins, or might be Irish twins, who knows, two in the same year. Raiders win that ball, or have a foul committed back there, are going to take a free kick. It's a throw-in. They must have re-thrown. Kennedy Biltz takes the throw, goes out of bounds. Biltz will take another throw. See the ball girls today. The ball girls are Greg Young's U13 soccer team for the Hudson Soccer Association. We want to thank them for coming and being the ball kids for today's game. Midfielder number 13 for the Old Abes is Haley Hartmeyer, one of the leading scorers for the Old Abes. Gets the ball in the middle, trying to get it up on top. Olivia Hansen there, number 6 on the left for the Old Abes, is an absolute beast for the Memorial Old Abes. She's a tough kid, really tough kid. She'll put a licking on anybody just because they're there. And when you combine that with the skill she has, she's an awful capable opponent. We'll see what Hudson does with Olivia Hansen there, number 6 tonight. Raiders take the throw in there, try to get the ball upfield. They get it to Haynes on that left side there. Haynes makes a run, tries to cross it into Maggie Kaler. Intercepted by the Memorial Old Abes. Ball goes to their midfield there. Back to Hudson. Jordan Helterbrand comes back, digs the ball out, gets it back to Kennedy Biltz, who sends a long ball up the right side again. Touched by the Old Abes out of bounds. That's Goras who knocked the ball out, number 22 there. Raiders will take the throw. And we've got a player down in the middle of the field here. Dale Posernich, the center ref, is calling for the trainer. That's Mike Renfro, the athletic trainer, works for Catalyst Sports Medicine here in town. He's the athletic trainer. 9 is down. It appears to be something fairly serious. When the players are going to all collect and go to the side, this may take a few minutes, folks. Didn't see what happened on that play. Again, most oftentimes with the soccer players, it's going to be an ankle or a knee, but we don't want to speculate there. Coach Scott DeRusha, the head coach for Eau Claire Memorial, is standing there on the left. Got teammate number 5, Bailey Bowe, the midfielder for the Old Abes there. The player that's down and hurt right now is a junior defender by the name of Kelly Hinden, number 9 there. And Mike Renfro, the trainer, is with her right now trying to assess the injury. Seems pretty serious as teammates are consoling her, and it looks like 2 other teammates are there to try to help her up and get her over to the sidelines. Obviously, this is a serious injury if she's going to require the help of 3 players to get off the field. Not going to be able to bear any weight. There they are picking her up, carrying her off the field. We hope for the best for Kelly Hinden there. Not sure what happened. Probably an ankle or a knee, but something severe enough to, I'm guessing her day is done. Raiders coming back out on the field there in the all whites today, and the home whites for the Raiders. You see the referees there in the lime green. Dale Posernich is the center referee on the left side there. You saw near Posernich was Remy Rickert as the AR, the assistant referee on the side. Hudson is going to be taking this throw. Memorial retakes the field here. Goalie Grace Frank is heading to the goal box there, and the rest of the Memorial Old Abes are coming out as well. 2 or 3 minute delay there for the Old Abes to attend to the injured player. Again, that was number 9, Kelly Hinden. Kennedy Biltz, senior, number 14 for the Raiders, is going to take this throw, and Dale Posernich, center ref, says everything's good to go, blows his whistle, and there's a throw in by Biltz. Gets it up to Jordan Heltebrand, number 13, on the right forward side there. Ball goes out of bounds. Biltz is going to take another throw. Getting into the attacking third here for the Raiders. We'll see if we can create some offense here. Ball's touched by Kate Sanaki over to Kate Johnson there, number 20, 2 senior captains combining. We got 2 Kates, 2 Taylors here on the field for the Raiders today. Ball is taken by the midfield of the Old Abes. They try to send a through ball up on top. Taylor Brinkman is there. That's a good through ball to the Old Abes, who get it in the attacking third. The Raiders, the Old Abes get a shot on goal and do score. Ball gets by center back there, Megan Monette. Uncharacteristic for the Raiders to lose a little bit of composure and go down 1-0 there on defense. It looked like the players were fairly well marked, but at the 7:45 mark, the Old Abes go up 1-0, and that was a goal by number 8, Erica Olson, a junior midfielder for the Memorial Old Abes. So Erica Olson gets the Old Abes on the board. Hudson Raiders take the kickoff following the goal. They get the ball out to Kate Johnson on the right side there. She tries to tap it to Heltebrand. Heltebrand gains control, turns, tries to turn again, can't go forward, comes back to Brooke Gottschalk. Gottschalk sends the ball upfield to the forwards, headed out by the Old Abes. That's number 1 for Memorial. That's Sydney Gagne, the sophomore midfielder for the Memorial Old Abes. Number 1 touches the ball over to the right side to number 13, Haley Hartmeyer. Hartmeyer gets it up to Olivia Hansen. Sanaki touches the ball away to Gottschalk, and Gottschalk gets the ball up to Maggie Kaler, the senior captain for the Raiders. Kaler tries to get it outside to Haynes, can't quite get there. And the Memorial Old Abes take the ball. Number 8 for the Old Abes there is Erica Olson, who just scored. Has got the ball on the right wing there, bringing the ball to the midfield, sends it up to the center to Olivia Hansen, and Karen Chuckle is there. Goalkeeper for the Raiders gathers it in and punts the ball away. Punt goes past midfield. Good punt by Karen Chuckle there. Possession's maintained by Memorial. Back to Hudson, back to Memorial. It's going back and forth here. Again, still a pretty frenetic pace to this game. Good give and go there by the Old Abes to number 22. That's Goris. And 21, that's Cameron to Casey, back to Cameron. So it's the Goris sisters with a good give and go there. Raiders have the ball there. Kate Sanaki on the left side for the Raiders. Tries to send the ball up to the top to Haynes. Doesn't get it there. Ball's intercepted by Memorial. Ball's maintained there. Number 4 is Megan McCrae for the Old Abes. Has the ball in the center midfield. Tries to slot a ball up onto the top and does to number 1 to Sydney Gagne. Gagne tries to get it over to Hansen. Can't quite get it there. The Old Abes still maintain possession though. The ball goes out of bounds off Jordan Heltebrand. Going to be a throw-in for Goris here, and does. Nice long throw-in. Headed by Kennedy Biltz out on top of the box area there. Ball goes to the center midfield for the Old Abes. Knocked back in. Again, that's number 4. Megan McCrae's got the ball, sends it in. Oh, Chuckle bobbles that ball, goes up, but regathers it on the second bounce. Coming out to the top of the 18-yard box at the penalty box line there. Chuckle punts the ball, this time a little bit short of half, but possession maintained by Maggie Kaler, senior center forward for the Raiders. Good through ball to Jordan Heltebrand. Heltebrand's got a little bit of open space here. Cuts it to the right, tries to get a shot off. Gets a shot off over to Haynes. Haynes hits the ball, but hits it to the left side of the goal. A little bit of mistouching there. Maggie Kaler got the ball up to Jordan Heltebrand, who did get it over to Haynes, number 16, the sophomore for the Raiders, who's been a prolific goal scorer this year and a pleasant surprise for the Raiders, taking the place of her sister, who last year had 23 goals for the Hudson Raiders. That was Alexa Haynes. And number 16 for the Raiders, Maddie Haynes, the sophomore, is doing very well. And expect even better things out of her in the next 2 years. Raiders get control of the ball here, try to send it up on top towards Gottschalk. lose the ball here. It's headed out by Memorial, but she charged into our defender there. Taylor Brinkman is going to get the penalty called on her. You saw her leave her feet there and lurch forward into the body of Taylor Brinkman. That's a foul. The Raiders will take the free kick here. You see Olivia Hansen there in the orange shoes for the Memorial Old Abe's. As Brinkman takes the free kick, gets it up toward Maggie Kaler there. Maddie Haynes takes a touch. Ball doesn't go out the end line, but it does get kicked out the touch line on the side by the Memorial Old Abe's. Coach Knutson there giving directions. Going to be taken, throw-in is going to be taken by Taylor Klatt. I know when the ball gets this deep into the attacking third of the field, you have to be careful of a counterattack by the opponents. There's a shot by the Raiders. Maggie Kaler has the ball over to Texas, and Texas, Jordan Heltebrand sends it about 10 yards over the 8-foot goal. And high and away. That was a pretty good goal-scoring opportunity for the Raiders that's missed. Memorial Old Abe's hold a 1-0 lead on the Hudson Raiders right now. Could have been 1-1 there with a little more composure on that shot to get that down and into the frame. Frames on those goals are 8 feet high by 24 feet wide, and we put a ball 20 feet up. That's not going to work. Hudson kicks that ball out of bounds. The Old Abe's gather the ball. Looks like it's going to be a goal kick out the end line. And it'll be a goal kick for the Memorial Old Abe's. Goalkeeper there, Grace Frank, has got the ball. She does her own free kicks from the goal box there. Coach Knutson of the Raiders always likes a defender taking the free kicks and the goal kicks in case ball gets mistouched, comes back on you. At least you have your goalie in goal instead of an empty net. Here's Memorial taking the throw in on the right side of the field as they head east in the direction of their goal. They maintain possession in the center midfield there. See Jordan Heltebrand digging back to try to win a ball and does. Ball is handball there on Megan Manette, number 6, senior captain for the Hudson Raiders there. Memorial's going to get a free kick. This is awfully dangerous. Number 21, Casey Goris is going to take this kick. Goris, again, a senior midfielder for the Old Abe's. Free kick is up. Low kick sent into the box. That can actually be dangerous too, knocking it off the bodies. Ball's being muddied around in the penalty box area there. Hudson finally gets that ball to the outside to Maddie Haynes. Haynes does a nice job trying to turn that ball upfield. Still has the ball. Maggie Kaler's got a little bit of a breakaway here. Let's see what she can do. Maggie Kaler with the left foot sends the ball into the goal, knocked out of bounds off the end line by Grace Frank, the goalkeeper for Memorial, giving the corner kick to the Hudson Raiders. First corner of the day for the Raiders, and Kate Sinaki, number 10, senior captain, is going to take that corner for the Raiders. Raiders have 2 sets on their corner kicks. They do an arc set, which this one you can see the arc formed around the backside of the goal. Ball sent in, try to get a head or a body on it. Memorial gets a foot on it, tries to clear it out. Taylor Klatt hits the volley, but it's going to be to the right side of the goal and roll harmlessly out of bounds. Boy, finally did get out of bounds. Hard to see the end line there. You can see the ball girl going to get the ball, and the goalkeeper from Memorial, Grace Frank, grabs the spare ball, puts it up on the top of the goal box there, and is going to take another goal kick for the Memorial Old Abe's. As the Raiders set on defense, Coach Knutson likes him at the second level, so instead of marking those forwards on top, he likes them at the second level, exactly where that ball came down, to see if they can win the ball. Hudson's going to have to be in a better position to do that next time. Old Abe's maintain possession here. They're on the left side there. And that's back to number 1. That's Sydney Gagne. Gagne sends the ball to the center, but nobody there for the Old Abe. There it connects. Thought Kate Sinaki was going to get to that one. Number 13 sends the ball upfield. That's Haley Hartmeyer for the Old Abe's. Gets it up to Olivia Hansen. Hansen, number 6, has got the ball. She sends it over to the right flank, who sends it further to the right there. Kate Sinaki trying to get a touch but misses that ball. Memorial still maintaining possession. Hudson trying to stab that ball away and clear it. Memorial gets a shot on goal. It bounces once right at the feet of Karen Chuckle. Chuckle gathers that ball and is going to get ready to punt, and she does. Another short punt for Chuckle on that one, well before midfield, but it had a very fortuitous bounce there to Maggie Kaler. Kaler tries to send the ball to the left flank out to Maddie Haynes, and under pressure, Memorial once again sends it out the left touch line for the Hudson Raiders going forward. and Hudson will take that throw in the attacking third again. Hudson's holding their own here, folks. It's just a 1-0 game here. Last game, the Memorial Old Abe's pounded the Raiders 7-1. It was a brutal game, very physical, very one-sided physical game. And Coach Knutson's hoping that the Raiders took that personally and equal the physicality during this game today, which they have so far. There's Grace Frank, the goalkeeper with the Old Abes, who brought that ball in. She's going to punt it out and does. It's going to go off to the right side there and just out of bounds harmlessly, and that's going to be Taylor Brinkman, number 15, the defender for the Hudson Raiders, going to take that throw and does. Throw goes in, touched by the Old Abes. Brooke Gottschalk gets in front of the Old Abe player to win the ball, but the Old Abe player won it back, sends it to the middle there. Number 12 for the Memorial Old Abes is Maya Emberson, who touched that ball up, trying to get it to the forwards there. Again to number 1, Sydney Gagne. Ball comes out to the left side there and goes out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for the Memorial Old Abes in the attacking third. See a little frustration, number 20, Kate Johnson there, as the ball goes off of her and out of bounds. Number 22, Goris takes this throw fairly deep up into the box there, top of the box. That's number 13, Hartmeyer with the ball. Well defended by Megan Monette. Ball goes out of bounds off Monette. That's going to be a corner kick for the Memorial Old Abes. You see center ref Dale Posternich signaling that way. Taking the kick for the Memorial Old Abes is going to be number 22, senior defender Cameron Goris. Goris with the left foot there gets ready to take the kick on the near post. Lifts one up into the box area there. A couple of Raiders duck. Karen Chuckle steps forward, fights through a couple of Old Abes to win that ball and gather it in. A couple of Hudson Raiders there turned their back on that ball, and they can't afford to do that with the dangerous Old Abes in the box. There's the center back for the Old Abes, touches it out to the left side to Cameron Goris, sends it back in, sends it to the middle. The Old Abes send it outside. They do a great job with the 1-2, the give and go from the outside to the center, back to the outside. They've done that several times during this game. Kate Johnson can't control that ball, and it bodies off her out of bounds, and it'll be an Old Abe throw-in. Number 22, Goris, is going to take this throw for the Old Abes. Very long throws by the Memorial Old Abes. Headed in by Hartmeyer, touched by Megan Manette there to the backs of the Raiders, who try to get it cleared. Number 12 there for the Old Abes again is Maya Emberson, the sophomore midfielder, gets it to the outside there. Ball's on the ground and a foul. I thought a foul was called there. Play temporarily stopped. You see a lot of bodies banging into each other. You can see center ref is pointing to play on. Old Abe send this one up into the outside. That's going to go out of bounds. That's going to be a throw-in for the Hudson Raiders. Flag up in the air like that indicates substitutions, and I see some of the Raiders heading off the field. We'll see who the new Raiders substituting onto the field are shortly. Taylor Brinkman, is number 15 there. Taylor Klatt is number 2, both on that left side there. Throwing goes up for the Raiders. It's touched off. The Raiders out of bounds on the left side there, and the Old Abes will take the throw. Jess Iverson, number 7, is a substitute for the Raiders. She's going to be probably in a center midfield spot. It looks like she's taking number 11, Brooke Gottschalk's spot. Raiders try to clear that ball, but it's intercepted by Sydney Gagne, who sends that back to Emberson. Emberson gets it back to Gagne on that left side, if she can keep it in, and does temporarily. Whistle blows. Ball was out of bounds. That's going to be a Raider throw in there. Right side is Kennedy Biltz, number 14, the senior. Kennedy Biltz has signed a letter of intent for UW Green Bay to play Division I soccer next year. She takes a throw in there. Jess Iverson, number 7, touches that ball up, tries to get it to the forwards, goes back to Biltz. Biltz dribbling with the ball there, has it on her right foot, sends it to the outside to Johnson, who cuts it back, looking for somebody to pass to, gets it to Kyla Shuey, who gets knocked down there by Olivia Hansen. I told you that that kid's got a lot of mean in her. Centered ball right to the Old Abes. The ball's on Hartmeyer's foot. Hartmeyer sends a shot just to the left side of the post. Kyla Shuey was baptized by Olivia Hansen there with being knocked down, and no call was made there. You got to play the ball, and in that particular case, knocked our player down and was able to acquire the ball. I'd have called a penalty on that, but I'm probably a little bit of a homer for the Raiders. Free kick there is taken by the Raiders. It's sent up. Jess Iverson, number 7 for the Raiders, got a ball trying to get it to Kate Sanaki. Number 12, Emberson, has the ball for Memorial. Still has it at her feet. Tries to send it up to the right side and does. Karen Chuckle is there and knocks that ball out the end line. Doesn't want to take any chances. We'll give them a throw-in. We don't want to knock it out the end line and give them those corner kicks. Corner kicks will kill you, folks. When you understand the statistics that 40 to 60% of goals in soccer are scored from set plays, you don't want to give them set plays or free kicks in the attacking area. Throw-ins from the side are pretty harmless. Raiders touch that ball up and out, but it's retrieved by the Old Abe's. Emberson has that ball, gets it to the outside. Raiders get the ball, try to send it upfield. Nobody's there except the Old Abe's. That's number 3. Haven't mentioned her name. That's Maddie Shepke, senior defender for the Old Abe's, is in now. Memorial touches the ball out of bounds. Going to be a throw-in for the Raiders. Taylor Klatt gets the ball. Good throw up the left sideline there. Gets it to Haynes. Haynes gets the ball back to Klatt. Klatt sends the ball in with the right foot toward Jess Iverson. Number 22, Kyla Shuey, tries to get a foot on that. Goes to Memorial. Iverson scrapping for the ball. Shuey with the ball again. Tries to get a shot off. Goes to the middle. Or Kate Sanaki is taken down in the box. I'm sorry, Maggie Kaler is taken down by the Memorial defender. Pasternak is calling for a PK here. He's signaling time. The time is going to stop until the play gets set. Maggie Kaler on a good through ball was there. Kaler signaling to Kate Sanaki there, number 10, the senior captain. Kate Sanaki's going to take this penalty kick for the Raiders. You see Grace Frank jumping there, getting ready to go. Sanaki ready to take the kick. Sanaki buries the ball into the low right side of the goal for the Raiders to tie this game at the 21:55 mark. Raiders tied with the Memorial Old Abe's 1-1, not only holding their own, but doing a little better in many cases here with the ball today. Kate Sanaki buries the penalty kick. When they dragged Maggie Kaler down in the box, the Hudson Raiders were awarded the free kick. I'm sure Memorial didn't like that call. Nobody ever does when the call goes against you like that. But the Raiders tie the ball up. Here's Goris with the ball in the back. Another give and go from the outside defender to the midfielder and back. Ball's trying to maintain possession there. Number 22, Shuey, on number 22, Goris. Kate Sanaki looks like she's going to win that ball, and does, and then loses it back to, that's number 5 for the Old Abe's, Bailey Bowe. Bailey wins that ball, sends it up to the forwards there. Number 12 is back to Emberson with the ball in the midfield, and they send it back to their center backs there. Ball goes back up to the midfield to Emberson, out to the right side there. Ball comes back to the middle to Emberson. Good bit of footwork there to turn the ball upfield. Got a lot of room to dribble. Raiders are giving way too much room in the midfield here today. Looks like a foul committed there by the Memorial Old Abe's as they shield their eyes from the sun on the way back there. Taylor Brinkman taking the free kick for the Raiders and does. Lifts the ball up and out to the left side there. Maddie Haynes is there, can't get a touch. Taylor Klatt gets a touch. Haynes is knocked down, but no call on that play either. It's going to be a physical game, folks. I would tell anybody who cares to listen, this is going to be a war today. A lot of kids ended up on the ground. A lot of purple on the ground, a lot of white on the ground today, folks. There's Coach Knutson on the sideline, waiting for the Raiders to take the throw in there. Comes off. You can see him talking to Kyla Shuey there. Raiders take the throw in. Ball gets up to Kaler up on top, number 12. She tries to do some footwork there and does. Gets it away to maintain possession. Sends it to the middle, but no Raider there to receive, and a long ball is sent. A little bit of a breakaway. Chuckle's got to get this ball. Chuckle heads that ball out because she's outside the goal box. She can't touch it. Ball gets sent back in, and luckily Chuckle was smart enough to get right back in goal there. Very astute play by Chuckle. Head the ball out on top of the goal box and get back in it to be able to receive the ball with her hands. Goalkeepers can't touch the ball outside the penalty box area there. So very well played by Karen Chuckle. Memorial touches the ball out of bounds there. That was number 3, Maddie Shepke, to knock the ball out. It's going to be a throw-in for the Raiders. A little bit of a pause means more substitutions are coming back onto the field here. Looks like Izzy Lacasse, number 9 for the Hudson Raiders, up on the left forward position, is in the game now. Kennedy Biltz ready to take the throw and does. Tries to get it to Gottschalk in the center. Jess Iverson touches the ball back to the defense there, but it's intercepted by Memorial. Memorial maintains possession and is up the left side of the field. That's Olivia Hansen. Olivia Hansen's got some speed, but Biltz is equal to the task there. Stays with her, but Hansen gets away, gets a little bit of space, and now it's Megan Monette. Ball's touched out of bounds off of Monette. good use by Olivia Hansen to knock the ball into the shins of Megan Monette. They take a throw in the attacking third, much like Hudson. Their defenders take those throws even in the attacking third. And that's Cameron Goris takes a throw deep into the box there. The ball's chested by Megan Monette. Ball is sent up and over and into the goal. Ball goes above Karen Chuckle's outstretched hand and high into the upper third. It bounced off the top bar, down in across the goal line. The ball has to be 100% across the goal line to score, and it did. At the 24:59 mark of the first half, the Old Abes go up 2-1 on the Hudson Raiders. Second lead of the game for the Old Abes. Let's see if Hudson can come back once again and tie this game. Maggie Kaler is there with Kate Sanaki. They take the kickoff. Sanaki takes the ball to the left side. Tries to get it up there to the left side to Izzy Lacasse, who's now playing forward. Ball is touched there on the left side by Taylor Klatt. Klatt looking for a teammate to pass to, gets it to Sanaki, back to Klatt. Try to go up to the left side to Izzy Lacasse. Lacasse turns, goes upfield. Lacasse has the ball down the left flank there. Memorial's gained possession and knocks it, thought it was going to go out of bounds, stays in bounds. Hudson gets the ball back here. That's Kate Sanaki trying to gain possession of the ball. Going to send this one back for support. No, she back taps, maintains possession, tries to get it up to the midfielders there, but can't quite get there. Ball goes out of bounds. Going to be a throw in for the Memorial Old Abes. Knutsen's pointing down as if the ball should be a Hudson Raider ball, but the Memorial Old Abes, I believe, have won this. What do we got going on here? All right, the center referee, or the outside AR, is obviously telling Coach Knutsen to have some fans move, apologizing to the referees for the fans being in the line of sight with the lines there. I think there's a group of young kids on the field area there on the end there. That's what they were doing, just clearing them out, having them move back. Hudson's going to take the throw in here, and Taylor Brinkman, the left defender, takes the throw in for the Raiders. Ball's headed up to the top there, deep into the box. It's sent to the corner. Ball goes out of bounds, out the touchline on the side. That's going to be action. Boy, it sure looked like it went in front of that flag, but they're awarding a corner kick to the Raiders. We'll take it. Kate Sanaki, number 10, senior captain for the Raiders, is going to take this important corner kick and does. Lifts the ball up and into the center of the box. Nobody's on the backside. The Raiders collapsed a little too much. Kate Johnson's going to get called for the foul there. She runs over the back of the Memorial player. Good physical play by Kate, but not playing the ball as much as the player, and we were called for the foul. Goris going to take the free kick here for the Old Abes and does. Gottschalk gets a body on it. There's Johnson again. Johnson does a great job shielding the ball, then turning it, shielding again, and then back passing. Good bit of footwork there by Johnson. Well played. Ball goes from Biltz out to Johnson. Ooh, that ball sure didn't look like it was all the way out of bounds, but that was the call. It's going to be a throw-in by Goris for the Memorial Old Abes. Goris takes the throw, one of the longer throwers in the Big Rivers Conference that I've seen for sure. Long throw in back, maintain possession. They try to get a deep ball up the field. Megan Monette of the Raiders sends it back up, but it goes back to the Old Abes there. That's Casey Goris in the middle there, number 21, handling the ball there. Taylor Klatt gets the ball, trying to send a ball up to Maggie Kaler, who's out on the left side there now. Ball goes out of bounds. That'll be an Old Abe throw-in on the right side there for them, heading east again. Old Abes maintain possession there, get through two Raiders. Still have possession there in the midfield. The Memorial Old Abes have a lot of space. Again, the Raiders are somehow, for some reason, vacating the space in the middle of the field. That means the center midfielders are over too close to the touchlines there. And they need to play a little more zonal defense, or they're going to be in trouble, as a team that's as good as Memorial with their footwork will exploit that weakness of the Raiders. Sanaki tries to gain possession but can't quite get there. Olivia Hansen has the ball. Sanaki gets bounced off the ball. You see Dale Posternich, center ref, signal a arm out to the side. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Olivia Hansen, she's just playing mean. She just knocked Sanaki right off the ball and right off the ground and didn't play the ball. That's why the free kick goes to the Hudson Raiders there. That Olivia Hansen's going to give all the Raiders can handle, that's for sure. Raiders trying to maintain possession here. The Old Abes get it. Gottschalk wins it back. Raiders Memorial Old Abes step in and regain possession there. There's Hansen again, number 6. Hansen trying to figure out what she's going to do with the ball, being guarded by Megan Monette of the Raiders. Ball is sent right out the end line there. That's going to be a goal kick for the Hudson Raiders. Good defense on Olivia Hansen by senior captain Megan Manette. Manette does a heck of a job back there for the Raiders. Without Manette, the Raiders might have another 10 or 12 goals scored on them this year. Does an excellent job, as well as Taylor Brinkman, Kennedy Biltz, Sarah Helene, and the few others that play defense for the Hudson Raiders. They're very deep on defense, but they've had pretty good health this year, and nobody's gone down and doing pretty well. I shouldn't say that. Emily Ryder, first game of the year, went down with the ACL, but since then, Raiders have been healthy 3/4 of the way through the season. Haynes has the ball here on the left side for the Raiders, moving to the west. She sends a centered ball in, tries to maintain possession with Jeff Iverson. Taylor Brinkman gets the ball there, bodies it down with a trap, but the ball goes to Olivia Hansen there. Orange Shoes gets that ball trapped. She back taps, maintains possession, sends it out to the right side there. That's number 13, Hartmeyer, who sends the ball in, goes right to Karen Chuckle. Not really a threat there. Easy ball for Chuckle to get possession of, and she will punt this ball away. Punts have been shortening up on Karen Chuckle. There's a little whack on the Hudson Raider, Katie Woodley, number 21, who's at the center forward position, replacing Maggie Kaler for the Hudson Raiders. Old Abe send the ball out of bounds. Going to be a throw-in for the Hudson Raiders by Taylor Brinkman. Brinkman with a long throw up the side there. Tries to get it to Haynes. Haynes maintains possession. Tries to get a touch. Intercepted by the Old Abes. Ball goes back and forth. Out of bounds off the Old Abes. Going to be a throw-in for the Hudson Raiders. Klatt picks the ball up. Gives it to the other Taylor, Brinkman, who will take this throw. Brinkman sends the ball back and forth there. Memorial maintains possession here. That's number 4 for the Old Abes, Megan McCrae. Ball's in the midfield, sends it up to Goris. Goris making a little bit of a run from defense there, sends it up to Olivia Hansen. Megan Monette deftly touches the ball away with that left foot. Well done by Megan Monette, well defensed. Hansen hasn't had a goal yet in this game, and we hope to hold her scoreless. Hartmeyer out on the right side there has a ball, lifts the ball in. Headed by the Hudson Raiders. We got to be careful there. Boy, I know how Coach Knutson hates lollipop headers. Ball was off the head of Megan Monette. It went high up into the air and off to the left side of the Raider goal, giving the Memorial Old Abes another corner kick. And again, they're dangerous. Memorial's very active on their corners. You see them with a bunch formation in front of the goalkeeper there. And now a 4th Memorial Old Abe. The ball comes up and in. It's out to the top of the goal box there. It's headed out by Hartmeyer. Ball was sent back. The Old Abes kick that thing, and it's headed out of bounds by number 1. That's Sydney Gagne for the Memorial Old Abes with no control on her header. And the ball goes out of bounds. Going to be a goal kick for the Hudson Raiders as soon as the ball kids retrieve that ball. Raiders grab another ball from the side. Taylor Brinkman takes the free kick here. Not a great effort there. Goes right to the Old Abes, who send the ball back in on goal. We got to get those free kicks up and away. They do counterattack quite often. If you don't get a clean free kick or goal kick on these, Brinkman, who's got a relatively long leg for the Hudson Raiders, I'm sure will do better this time. We got to get that ball up and out. There's a ball much higher. Goes out to the side to Brooke Gottschalk there. Gottschalk gets a touch, sends it up the field there. Goris has the ball, sends it to her center back. It goes back to Brooke Gottschalk for the Raiders, touches it up to Kate Johnson, who sends it back to Kennedy Biltz, right defender for the Raiders. Biltz dribbling the ball upfield, tries to get it upside to Johnson and does. Johnson comes back to check to the ball, still has possession, looking for somebody to go to. Tries to get it to Gottschalk there, but Johnson and Gottschalk can't maintain possession. The Raiders lose that ball, goes over to Memorial, and that's number 1, Sydney Gagne, getting the ball to the middle there. Raiders give that ball up a little easy there. Hartmeyer for the Memorial Old Abes has the ball to Emberson. Ball's touched out by Megan Monette. Ball goes to Katie Woodley. Katie Woodley, center forward for the Raiders, needs to play a little higher, eating up some space of the midfielders. Sanaki, the midfielder, is well ahead of Katie Woodley there. Woodley's got to learn, as a center midfielder, she's got to stay on top, stay high. And the Raiders get the ball, send it up there out to the outside to Maddie Haynes. Haynes does maintain possession of that ball. She lifts the ball up to the middle there. And Woodley can't get there. Number 22, Goris for the Memorial Old Abes, touches it out of bounds right to Coach Knutson. Good first touch by Knutson on that ball as he hands it over to Taylor Klatt, who will take the throw in for the Hudson Raiders. Klatt with the ball, sends it to Haynes, who sends it back to Klatt. Klatt lifts the ball up to the center there. Ball goes into the box there, another scoring opportunity. Haynes gets a touch off of Memorial Old Abe. They still have the ball in the corner there, trying to get it upfield, and they do. The ball comes to Kate Sanaki. Kate Sanaki in the middle, cuts around one defender, inside another. Sanaki still with the ball. Sanaki has the ball in the center for the Raiders, and a push, and she just gets leveled in the box there. That's number 4, Megan McCrae, it looked like, or number 14, sorry, Brittany Beaudry. You saw both hands fully extended as she knocks Sanaki down in the box. That's going to be the second PK for the Hudson Raiders in the first half of this game. With the Raiders down 2-1, Kate Sanaki, senior captain, as you see center ref Dale Posternich calling for time there to get set up here when he blows his whistle. Kate Sanaki, for the second penalty kick of the game for the Hudson Raiders, will take this kick against Grace Frank. Sanaki again high. That one, Grace Frank guesses right. Sanaki goes right to the center at the 34-55 mark. Raiders tie this game at 2-2. Hard-fought game, but that was, as one center ref told me recently, he doesn't give red cards. The players earn them. In that particular case, the PK was the same thing. We weren't given a PK for Hudson. Hudson earned that one from the fact that the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abe, with both hands extended, just knocked Kate Sanaki to the ground. So one foul on Kaler, one foul on Sanaki, both in the box, have cost the Memorial Old Abes 2 goals in this game. And again, you may not hear it, but the Eau Claire Old Abe fans and the coaches and the players are certainly expressing their disapproval of the penalty kicks called, but they got to clean that up. And there looks like a foul committed by Maddie Haynes there. She knocks down the Memorial Old Abe. There comes a time when you get knocked down enough where you're gonna give it something back. You can see your center ref talking to Maddie Haynes there, number 16, about, hey, calm down a little bit here, maintain your composure. This game's getting a little out of hand already with the physicality, but, I'll tell you what, folks, what I see of this game, my guess is it's going to get worse before it gets better. Ball is taken there by Taylor Brinkman on the defense of the Raiders. Tries to send it up to Maddie Haynes there. Defended by number 19 for the Old Abes. That's Rebecca Gary for the Old Abes. Haynes trying to win a ball. Goes out of bounds, so it's going to be a throw-in for the Old Abes here. Headed up by number 4. Again, that's Megan McCrae for the Old Abes. Old Abes do maintain possession. They send it to the midfield there, and that's Olivia Hansen, number 6 for the Old Abes. She knocks into Brooke Gottschalk, but Hudson maintains possession of the ball. Oh, my gosh. They're calling that foul on the Hudson Raiders. That's as Olivia Hansen wildly tries to get the ball and knocks Gottschalk off the ball. Hudson Raiders don't get that call. Going to be a free kick. Number 21 is Casey Gores of the Memorial Old Abes. Center back is going to take this free kick and does. Mid-range ball sent up, bodied by Taylor Brinkman for the Raiders. Megan Manette's there in the corner battling with Olivia Hansen. Hansen gets a ball, kicks it off of Megan Manette, defending on that play, and they get another corner kick out of that play. Dangerous again to defend these corner kicks all night. But the Memorial Old Abes kind of bait the Raiders into some of those. They use them to knock the ball out the end line just to get those corners like that. Another ball sent to the center here. Ball comes in, doesn't hit anyone, but Kennedy builds his right foot. Kennedy clears it out, headed in again by the Old Abes. Hartmeyer touches the ball, but Sanaki gets it. Back to Kaler. Kaler sends that ball upfield, trying to get it to Kennedy Biltz up on the right now. Biltz is playing a right forward position. Memorial Old Abes knocked that out the touchline. There you see number 8 is substituted in, Mackenzie Drace. And now sophomore Emma Olson on the right side is going to take that throw in. Emma's playing up. Emma's a rostered JV player, but a very capable player playing up for the Hudson Raiders. Hudson's without the services of senior Sarah Helene, who's at DI, Destination Imagination Tournament. Olivia Hansen digging a ball in deep here on the Raiders. Good scoring opportunity for the Memorial Old Abes. The Raiders clear that ball out of bounds big, and the throwing comes from Goris there to Hansen. Hansen maintains possession, knocks it to the midfield there. Touched by the other Goris, Casey, who sends it back to the Raider defense. They send it up to our forwards, but the Memorial Old Abes acquire that ball, get it back to their midfield there. Ball's going back and forth here. Now again, maintain possession, slotted ball through to the right side for Memorial. Hartmeyer gets a shot off. That's touched by Karin. Almost hung out there a little too long. Number 1, Sidney Gagne, is on that outside, and that was a good shot sent in by Hartmeyer of the Old Abes. Great scoring opportunity, but Hudson holds him off. Here's Cameron Goris, number 22 for the Old Abes, with the throw in the attacking third near the box. That ball's going to go up and into the box. Wonderful throw by Hartmeyer, touched by Megan Monette, volleyed in and out by Monette. Well done by Monette, good defense. Maggie Kaler on the left side there now has the ball. She's going to release the ball, sends it up to Kennedy Biltz, number 14, but it's intercepted by Memorial. There's Mackenzie Drace there, good body position by Drace. Drace is getting hit in the back there by Memorial, but knocks it out of bounds, and they're going to give that throw in to the Memorial Old Abes. Drace did play it out of bounds, but you saw the push in the back there that wasn't called on Drace. Goris takes this throw in. Megan Monette again tries to clear that ball up and out. Touched by Goris again. Drace is on her back. Goris sends it way to the right side. Kind of a wild kick there. I'm not sure who that was going to, but it goes out the end line. That's going to be a goal kick for the Hudson Raiders. Taylor Brinkman, number 15, the sophomore, is going to set that ball down, give it a ride out of their defensive zone here. Again, you see the setup for the Raiders where Chuckle, the goalkeeper, stays in goal in the case of a missed kick. That's a good kick by Taylor Brinkman there. Much better goal kick. Brooke Gottschalk trying to win this ball. Gets a touch on it up to Kennedy Biltz on the right side there. She's going against Goris. Biltz was a nice touch. Sends it through the legs of Goris to get a little bit of a space on a breakaway there, but can't catch up to the ball, touching it away a little too far. Drace tries to win a ball. Goes out of bounds. Going to be a throw-in for the Hudson Raiders here. Drace moves upfield as a sophomore, Emma Olson, is going to take this throw for the Raiders. Throw-in's headed by Memorial, goes to their midfielder. That's Hartmeyer. Hartmeyer, well, a good skilled player, tries to send it to the middle. Gets it to Hansen there. Hansen gets tripped by Brinkman. No call on the Raiders there. That could have been a foul on the Raiders. And with Hansen, maybe the referee understands there's a little bit of payback once in a while. There we get a foul called against us, and I'm not sure what that was, if that was a handball or a foul, but physical foul by Maggie Kaler. Old Abes send the ball up into the midfield there. There's Hartmeyer. Hartmeyer trying to get it to Hansen. Center backs for the Raiders clear that ball out to the side, and that's Maddie Haynes on the left again. Old Abes touch that upfield there. Out near the touchline there. Ball goes out of bounds off the Old Abes. Going to be a throw-in for the Hudson Raiders. Referee calling time here for substitutions. As soon as everybody's off, he'll blow the whistle for the throw-in for the Hudson Raiders. And there it is, and Taylor Brinkman takes the throw. Tries to get the ball to Sanaki, who tries to get the ball back to Brinkman. Missed touch there by Megan Monette. It's going to be a ball sent in by Olivia Hansen. It comes out a little farther than she'd like, I'm sure. Ball is sent back to the midfield there, and that's number 12 for the Old Abes, Maya Emberson. Ball possession maintained there by Hudson. Maggie Kaler gets it up to Kennedy Biltz on the right side. Biltz running to chase that ball down. Can't stop it before it goes out the touchline on the right side there, and that's going to be a Memorial Old Abe throw-in. Much like we expected, very physical game by both sides here. So much so that the Memorial Old Abes have 2 PKs in the penalty box, and Kate Sanaki has buried both of them into the back of the net, and that's what's helped the Raiders tie this game 2-2. Oh, Memorial, uncharacteristically, number 14 there, Brittany Boudry, she's the one who committed the foul in the box here, but just sends the ball out of bounds, losing a little composure there. Throw-ins taken by the Raiders, Emma Olson. The ball goes to Mackenzie Drace. She sends the ball up to the middle, headed by the Memorial Old Abes. Kate Johnson's got an opportunity. Biltz on the right side crosses it back. There's Haynes, tries to get a head on it, but it goes over her head. And out of bounds, it looked like, and that's what they must have called, so it's going to be a goal kick for the Memorial Old Abes. That's Grace Frank, the goalkeeper, the sophomore goalkeeper for the Memorial Old Abes. She'll be around for 2 more years. That's not good news for the Raiders, but I guess we're going to be good with that. Karen Chuckle, as a sophomore, too, will be around another 2 years herself. Coach Knutson got his arms spread wide, wondering why the foul isn't called. It finally was, after about 3 whacks in the back on Maddie Haynes there from the Old Abes. Maddie got the foul called on her there, and Taylor Brinkman's got the ball. Coach Knutson's always going to tell Brinkman, put that ball on the net with the long leg that she's got. Brinkman takes a free kick. It is a good kick up near the goal there. And right to the goalkeeper, Grace Frank. We didn't have a forward that was able to cut in front of that ball to create a little distraction. That would have been better. But good ball by Brinkman, sent in, but a good stop by Grace Frank, the Old Abe goalkeeper. Olivia Hansen, number 6, has the ball, tries to send it up and out to the right side. Feet get tangled up, and both Hansen and our player go down there. Kate Johnson has the ball, tries to send it out to the right side to Mackenzie Drace. Drace dribbling with the ball upfield, cuts it back, tries to maintain possession, but loses it there to Goris. Sanaki regains possession, gets it to the outside to Kennedy Biltz on the right forward position. Biltz going up the right side, the defender holding her own there. Biltz tries to get around. Number 3 there for the Memorial Old Abe's, Maddie Shepke, did exactly what she should have. She slowed the attacker down in our Kennedy Biltz until another defender, which was Goris, was able to get back into position. So pressure cover defense worked beautifully for Memorial Old Abe's there. In that case, Gagne turns the ball over to the Raiders. And we turn it right back over to Memorial. Boy, a little mistouching here. Kate Johnson has the ball for the Hudson Raiders. Johnson looking for some help here. Sends it back to Kate Sanaki. Sanaki tried to get a through ball up to Haynes. Haynes can't quite get there. The old Memorial Old Abe's get the ball, send it to the outside, but that's where Taylor Klatt is. Klatt has the ball for the Raiders. Tries with some footwork to get around the defender. Tough physical play, both sides out here on that. Memorial gets the ball. They send it up the field to the right flank there. Maintained possession for the Raiders wasn't quite there with Brinkman. Monette sends the ball up to Mackenzie Drace, number 8. Drace trying to shield her, constantly getting whacked in the back, and man, was that a tough play. That was Cameron Goris again, absolutely leveling Mackenzie Drace, and I don't understand why that's not a foul. But half ends here, folks. The score is tied 2-2, the Hudson Raiders with the Memorial Old Abe's. In the first half, Hudson had 10 shots on the half. 6 of them were on the frame and 2 were goals. The Memorial Old Abe's outshot the Raiders with 11 shots in the first half, but only 5 on the frame, and they have 2 goals. Very even game, very physical game, much like we expected. The Hudson Raider record on the year is 12-2-1. Raiders hoping to get it to be 13-2-1 by the end of the game. At this point in the season, the Hudson Raiders have 82 goals on the game, and they've given up 15. So a good scoring differential of 4.5 or 5-1 goals for versus goals against. We're almost getting ready for the start of the second half here, folks. Maggie Kaler brings out an extra game ball to the side AR there to hand to the ball kids on the sides. Memorial's going to take the kick in the second half, and Memorial heads into the sun now. I'll tell you what, you can't really see it from here, but the Raiders started the game with their eyes into the sun, and they held their own with a 2-2 tie at half. Coach Knutson's got to be happy with that. I know as an announcer, I'm sure I'm giddy. 2-2 with the Hudson Raiders looking into the sun, having the bad elements. I'll take that every day of the week. Second half gets started with the Old Abe's taking the ball, the back pass to their defenders who send it trying to get it to the midfielders. Gottschalk gets the ball but can't connect with White, and the ball gets turned back over to the Memorial Old Abe's. And Hudson regains possession. They try to send the ball to Maggie Kaler. Kaler trying to touch it up. Kate Sanaki trying to get a touch there. Goes off the Memorial defender, and it's kept in bounds. No, it's not kept in bounds. It went out. Going to be a throw-in for the Raiders. Kate Johnson picks up this ball. I know Knutson wants as many players in as he can get, but Johnson will take this throw. Throws it to Sanaki, back to Johnson. Johnson back taps to the defender there. That's Emma Olson, number 17 for the Raiders tonight. Memorial Old Abe's intercepts, gets that ball. They send it there, and goalkeeper Karen Chuckle says, that's all mine, and she right foots that ball to her right side of the field there. Ball's knocked out of bounds by Biltz there. It's going to be a throw-in for Memorial. Another long throw by the Old Abe's there, headed up by Hartmeyer there, trying to maintain possession, and does. Sends it back to her midfield. Old Abe's get an attacking opportunity here. Olivia Hansen, she's stopped by Monette, and Sanaki's got the ball. Number 4 with a left-footed shot, goes right to goalkeeper Karen Chuckle there. That was a good shot by McCrae for the Old Abe's. Chuckle gets the ball and going to punt it. If you see number 6 there, Olivia Hanson trying to interfere a little bit with the punt, that's a very cagey way of doing it. Put your back to the goalkeeper and pretend you don't see her. I got news for you. Olivia Hanson knows exactly where that punt is, and Chuckle's going to have to do a little better job. Let her clear out of the way before she takes the punt. There's Emma Olson with the ball up to the right side, sends it up to Maggie Kaler. Kaler gets the ball on her left foot, does a nice turn there. Getting depossessed of the ball there, number 14, Brittany Beaudry for the Old Abe's took that ball away from Kaler. Old Abe's with the ball here. They go to the right side. That's number 19, Rebecca Gary for the Old Abe's. She sends the ball up toward Hartmeyer there, intercepted by Megan Monette. And ball is gained possession by Maddie Shepke there, the Memorial. They still maintain possession. Trying to set it up on top there again to number 4, Megan McCrae. McCrae tries to get it to the outside there to Gagne. Kate Johnson for Hudson lets that ball roll out of bounds. And Coach Knutson says, hey, midfielder, move upfield and let the defender take that throw. And they do. Emma Olson takes a throw in for the Hudson Raiders, headed upfield by Gottschalk, intercepted by Memorial, sent to the middle. Taylor Brinkman's there. Kate Sanaki tries to intercept that ball. Ball is gotten by McCrae, tries to send it upfield here. That ball should go out the touch or the end line, but they're going to have to hurry there. Raiders are a little bit casual, just knowing that the ball would go out, but with grass might be a little thicker and ball's a little slower to go out of bounds here. They got to be careful. This is going to be Taylor Brinkman, number 15, the sophomore for the Raiders, taking the goal kick. Score is 2-2. Memorial with Hudson here at the Hudson Middle School Stadium Field. That's easy for you to say. Oh, there's a try to be a header by Kate Sanaki. Memorial comes underneath her. No call is made. You can see a little indignation by Sanaki as she's saying, really, no call on that when a player undercuts me? Memorial trying to send the ball in. They do get a shot off there, right to Karen Chuckle on the ground. Easy stop by Chuckle. Chuckle is looking to punt here and does. They got a little bit of a wind with them in the second half, too, the Raiders do, heading east. Kaler trying to maintain possession of the ball, sends it up to Biltz on the right side there. There's Biltz going against Shepke. Ball goes out of bounds. Going to be another throw-in for the Raiders in the attacking third. Here's Kate Johnson again. Knutson would prefer as many players into the play as possible here, but it looks like Johnson will take that throw. Kate Sanaki checks to the ball. The Old Abe's get possession there. They send it to their midfield. Taylor Klatt, the very fast player for the Hudson Raiders, tries to gain possession and does, but gets dispossessed by number 8 for the Old Abe's. That's Erica Olson, who turns that ball well on Taylor Klatt and gains possession, sends the ball up to Hartmeyer. Hartmeyer crosses to the middle. Olivia Hansen's right in the middle against the Hudson Raiders. Takes a shot to the right side of the goal there. Another dangerous scoring opportunity against the Hudson Raiders by the Memorial Old Abe's. I'll tell you that Olivia Hansen is just a beast up on top. She is physical, and Hudson's doing a very good job containing her up to this point. Here comes the goal kick by Taylor Brinkman. Maddie Haynes up on top, touches the ball, but it goes back to Goris of the Old Abe's. Back to Beaudry, over to Goris. Kennedy Biltz on the right side there for the Raiders has the ball, dribbling up past Goris, tries to send a through ball to Gottschalk, a little too far. Shepke sends that ball back out to the left midfield for the Old Abe's. They send it upfield to their forwards. Kate Johnson steps in front of the ball but doesn't dispossess. Emma Olson gets the ball. She does send it up to the right side, but it goes out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for the Old Abe's. Old Abe's take the throw into the midfield, tries to head but misses. That's center back Megan Monette trying to clear it. Ball goes out of bounds. Going to be another throw-in for the Old Abe's here. Cameron Goris for the Old Abe's will take this and does. Throws it into the penalty box area there. Touched out, but comes right back into the penalty box, headed by Olivia Hanson. Gottschalk trying to win the ball there. Takes a shot right to the guts there. But Hudson maintains possession. Maggie Kaler, number 12, coming up the right flank there with the ball. Dribbling with speed. Kennedy Biltz just to her inside, gets a touch. Tries to get a touch on the ball, gets knocked down. There's still Kaler with the ball. And the ball gets touched out, still not out of bounds. The Old Abe's have the ball there. That's Shepke with the ball on the left side there. Shepke sends it to her outside midfielder. Johnson tries to win the ball, shields well. Gottschalk gets a touch on that ball, wins possession. Gottschalk should send this ball back and does to Kate Johnson, who lifts it and sends it up into the middle. Kate Sanaki trying to gain possession, gets knocked off the ball there. Ball goes up to the forward for the Memorial Old Abe's. Taylor Brinkman dispossesses, sends it to Maddie Haynes over to Kate Sanaki. Fast game, hard to get the names out all at one time there. Old Abe's regain possession here and start the counterattack. Ball comes to number 8, Erica Olson for the Old Abe's. Back to the midfield there. Maddie Haynes with a push there, a two-handed push there, trying to get number 21, Casey Goris, off the ball. She got her off the ball, but she got her arms extended. Absolute right call on that one with little Maddie Haynes with frustration there, knocking Goris off the ball. Old Abe's take the ball there, try to get to the midfielder to Hartmeyer. Hartmeyer knocks down Kate Sanaki, undercuts her feet. That was a hard foul. You see how hard Sanaki went down on that one. Taylor Brinkman going to take the free kick for the Raiders. 2-2, just 10 minutes or so into the second half here. Brinkman sends the ball out to the right mid spot to Johnson. The ball gets touched by the Old Abe's, but right back to Emma Olson. Olson trying to get a ball to center, intercepted by the Abe's, right back to Brooke Gottschalk. Back to the Old Abe's to Sanaki. Sanaki trying to connect with her forwards, can't do it. Goris with the Old Abe's in the center mid spot, gets the ball and sends it out to her left flank, intercepted by Gottschalk, who sends it right back to Memorial. Boy, not much control and possession here by either team right now. Sanaki gains this ball, loses control with a touch just a little too far away from her. Memorial has the ball coming through the center midfield for the Raiders. A lot of open space again. The Raider midfielders are collapsing way too much and giving that open space in the midfield there, and they've got to learn to stay more zonal in their defense there. They're not going to get hurt on the outside, but they will if they vacate the center. There's Megan Manette making a run from the center back. Manette gets her left arm out onto the back of the Memorial Old Abe player. Nothing called there. Brinkman going against Hartmeyer, dispossessed by Gottschalk. Brinkman sends the ball up to Maggie Kaler, heads the ball to Haynes. Haynes coming through the middle there. Haynes has the ball, turns on it, gets the ball, tries to get the ball to center. Haynes still has the ball control. Shepke with the ball. She just tries to clear that ball out. Haynes was being a pest up there for the Memorial Old Abe's and giving Shepke all she could handle. At the end, Shepke was frustrated enough to just knock the ball out the end line. That's going to be a corner kick for the Hudson Raiders. Kate Sanaki sets up for the free kick. This is their set called goal line. They've got two near posts, one far post, and the rest of the kids will go short. Number 15, Taylor Brinkman there goes short, gets that ball. She has a better angle, 45-degree angle on that net. That's the type of ball Coach Knutson wants to be received and one-touched right onto the net very quickly. Grace Frank takes the goal kick for the Memorial Old Abe's. Jordan Helterbrand touches it back to Kate Sanaki. Ball's turned over, but number 17, Emma Olson, acquires it for the Raiders. Knocks it right back to the Old Abe's, who send it upfield. Taylor Cladd intercepts, tries to turn that ball, and does. Nice little pull back on there. Shields the ball here well, maintains possession, sends it back to Taylor Brinkman on the left. Brinkman wondering to take a left foot or cut it to the right. Tries to cut it to the right, but allowed the defender to close. Brinkman shielded, back tap to Taylor Clack. Clack gets the ball up to the center there. Maggie Kaler knocks number 4 in the back. That's McCrae of the Old Abe's. Old Abe's give a shot up to the center to Olivia Hansen. Hansen tries to turn on the ball and does. There's a ball that's going to be a handball as Megan Manette had her hand clearly out there, and you could see the ball change directions as it dropped to the ground. Clear handball by Megan Manette of the Hudson Raiders. This is a free kick in a really dangerous spot here, about 10 yards on top of the goal box, or the penalty box, so about 28 yards out or so. Memorial takes the free kick. It goes right to the goalkeeper, Karen Chuckle, off her chest. The rebound is bouncing in the goal box area there. Number 14, Biltz for the Raiders, knocks that ball out the end line, and that's going to be a corner kick for the Old Abe's. Again, under duress, Knutson doesn't mind seeing a goal kick or a corner kick, but boy, they sure hurt you at one point or another. The corner kicks are going to hurt you. And here are the Old Abe's with another. Ball sent up into the goal box area there is a head by Jordan Helterbrand out to the side. That's going to be another corner for the Memorial Old Abe's. It is unusual to see 2 or 3 of these in a row sometimes. When the ball comes into the box there, the defensive team in white, the Hudson Raiders, are just trying to clear that ball out, and if it goes off the end line, it's another corner. And there you saw it again. That was the 3rd corner in a row. It looked like that was a body off of Megan Monette, the senior captain for the Raiders. Hit the stomach area, and with those tight abs of Megan Monette, the ball just went out the touchline there, the end line. Kennedy Biltz trying to step forward, make the goal free kicker kick it, change directions, and she does. Ball goes all the way across and out of bounds off the Memorial Old Abe's, and that'll be a goal kick. That's a smart move by Biltz coming out 10 yards from the kicker. If nothing else, psychologically, it gets into the mind of the kicker that they've got to redirect their kick a little bit and makes it a little tougher on them. And that ball was not nearly as good a corner kick as the others as it sailed well past the goal, the far post. So Raiders take the free kick. It gets knocked out of bounds off the Raiders. It's going to be a Memorial throw in here. That's number 19 for the Old Abe's, Rebecca Jerry. Jerry takes the throw in. Hudson Raiders maintain possession. Maddie Haynes sends the ball up there, hoping to connect with Kaler, but Kaler's more central, not on the outside. Ball goes out of bounds. But it went off an Old Abe, it looks like. No, it went off a Hudson Raider, so that's going to be an Old Abe throw. I thought I was wrong once, but I made a mistake. But that was clearly incorrect. Here are the Old Abes ready to take the throw in, and do. Headed by Maddie Haynes, bodied by Maggie Kaler. Defenders for the Memorial Old Abes are there, but Kate Sanaki steps in trying to keep the ball in the zone. Menominee. The Old Abes at Memorial maintain possession, and we floundered trying to get a solid foot on the ball there for a second. The Old Abes get the ball back. Number 8 for the Old Abes, Erica Olson, dribbling up to the midfield, sends a through ball to her forwards. That's touched nicely away by Taylor Brinkman, who gets it over to Megan Monette. Monette gets the ball to the outside for the Raiders there. Kennedy Biltz up on the right forward position, gets it to Shuey. Shuey, 22, tries to send a through ball and does. Well-slotted ball. Biltz has this one, tries to lift it up and in, and she does. That one's caught by Grace Frank, the goalkeeper for Memorial. That was a good play by Biltz, getting the ball up the right side, getting enough room to be able to serve a ball into the goal box area there. Just a very good play by Grace Frank, the goalkeeper for Memorial. Emma Olson has the ball here. Tries to send it upfield. Old Abes regain possession here in the midfield. That's number 5 for the Old Abes, Bailey Bowe. Sends the ball up to the top there. Number 17, Emma Olson trying to win that ball. That's 13, actually. Jordan Hildebrand, a midfielder, wins that ball. Gets it over to Kate Sanaki as a center midfielder. Jordan Hildebrand playing the right mid position now for the Hudson Raiders. Ball is sent up into the attacking third, but not much on it. It's captured by the Memorial Old Abes and turned upfield. Shuey for the Hudson Raiders digging to win a ball there. It's won by Maggie Kaler. Good back tap to herself. Maintain possession. Tried to get a through ball to Maddie Haynes and does. Haynes almost got the shot off there, but the Memorial Old Abe defender knocks that ball out of bounds. It's going to be another corner for the Hudson Raiders. You should see Kate Sanaki coming into the picture here, and you do now. Sanaki taking the lion's share of the corner kicks for the Hudson Raiders. When she's on the field, she more than likely will take them. So Kate Sanaki, senior midfielder for the Hudson Raiders with the corner kick. Corner kick is lofted up into the box area there, but it goes right to Grace Frank. Frank knocks it to the ground, picks it up on the second bounce on the rebound, but gathers it in, punts the ball away. This punt is still going to be short a half there. Bounces beyond the half up to Olivia Hansen, though. Hansen and Hartmeyer, they're double teaming up on top. Hansen sends a through ball to Hartmeyer. Hartmeyer has the ball touched away by Brinkman. Megan Monette tries to get a touch on the ball. There's Knutson. Looks like he's praying again there, but he's saying, where's the foul? But the refs did catch that one. So no more demonstrative effects by Coach Knutson over there. He got the call he desired, and Taylor Brinkman will take the free kick for the Hudson Raiders. Good kick, up and out. Over to Kennedy Biltz. Biltz tries to keep it on that right side, but sends the ball out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for the Memorial Old Abes. Old Abe's take the throw. Intercepted by Brooke Gottschalk, number 11 for the Raiders, who sends the ball up to Kennedy Biltz. Biltz and Maggie Kaler are eating each other's space there. They're a little too close for Coach Knutsen's taste. I know that. He's going to tell those guys to separate. That's fine to get tight enough to do combination play, but you don't want to be a foot or two from your teammate. Got to trust your teammates to do their job too. Memorial takes the free kick here. Ball's knocked down by Kaler. Gathered by Biltz, tries to send it back to Kaler, a little too strong, but there's Maddie Haynes. Maddie Haynes on the left side is now central, sends the ball to Kaler, who sends the ball back out to Biltz. Biltz is on the right side there with Cameron Goris. Biltz cuts it back for a shot, cuts it back again, doesn't get the shot there, and Goris just sends the ball out of bounds. Again, pretty uncharacteristic of the Old Abe's, sometimes not under that much pressure, and they're just knocking the ball out the end lines, and we'll take that every day of the week. If we can maintain possession in the throw-ins, we'll be glad to take it. Looks like substitution for the Raiders here. Kate Johnson, number 20, the midfielder for the Raiders, is going to take this throw-in. Kate's waiting for others to come onto the field. Throw-in goes toward the box to Katie Woodley. Woodley trying to touch it around, but knocks it out of bounds. Just a little bit of a weak ball there. We need to play a little stronger on that ball when we get in potential goal-scoring opportunities like that. The goalkeeper, Grace Frank, for the Memorial Old Abe's, will take the goal kick. Kick is intercepted by Gottschalk. Goes back to Memorial, back to Kate Johnson of the Raiders. Kate Johnson trying to get the ball back to Gottschalk. Can't quite get it there. Sanaki in the middle tries to catch up to the Old Abe's here. They got a lot of time and space. Again, you see the middle vacated because our two center mids are playing too far to one side. They've got to be very careful. Memorial is very disciplined in maintaining their shape on the field. The Raiders need to learn from that. There's Frank with a kick that sails out of bounds. That should be a Hudson Raider. It didn't go out. Old Abe's still maintain possession until Sanaki intercepts there, but sends it right back to the Old Abe's. Here's Memorial trying to get it out to their right flank, and they do. Number 8, Erica Olsen, has the ball with a give and go there with Hartmeyer. There's Erica Olsen on the right side, got room for a shot, sends the ball across the middle, and there's Olivia Hansen, drills the ball, and Chuckle with her left hand stabbed that thing and pushed it to the left side of the goal for the Hudson Raiders here. That was an outstanding stop by sophomore goalkeeper Karen Chuckle. That is far better than your average save. So here we are, 65-30 almost, 65 and a half minutes into a 90-minute game. We've got 25 minutes or so to go in this game, folks, and it's still tied 2-2. The Memorial Old Abe's have a corner kick again here. Kate Johnson stepping up to redirect. Great ball sent in by the Old Abe's. Ball goes across the goal box. Taylor Klatt tries to clear it out and does. Katie Woodley's there and sends a long ball up the right sideline. That's a good ball by Woodley. And Maggie Kaler trying to win that ball against Boudry back there, number 14 for the Old Abe's. Ball goes back and forth a time or two, and now Kate Johnson of the Hudson Raiders has the ball, sends it back to Kennedy Biltz. Biltz with the ball now in the back. Nobody coming to pressure her, so she takes that ball up the right side of the field. Raiders get possession there. Kate Johnson does a good job shielding the ball, but loses it to the second Memorial Old Abe. Old Abe's have possession here again. Send another long ball up the right flank, but a little too far, far up and away there. That ball was intended for Cassidy Rulin, but she can't get there. Ball goes out of bounds. Here you see Taylor Brinkman with the ball. You see Olivia Hansen with the orange shoes there for the Old Abe's near Megan Monette. Hansen for the Old Abe's is clearly their most influential player, along with Hartmeyer. Brinkman gets the ball to Jordan Helterbrand, tries to get it back, but there's Hartmeyer, the other influential player for the Old Abe's, sends the ball in towards Hansen. Chuckle gathers that ball. That's very typical Memorial Old Abe ball. She is not going to back off. She's going to knock that goalkeeper down, which you should not do. She could have got a card for charging. You can't charge a goalkeeper like that. Of course, Memorial's going to argue she has every right to the ball, just like the goalkeeper does. But it was clear that Chuckle was going to get to that ball first, and she did. And Hanson still knocked our goalkeeper and our defender down at one time. That's Hanson. That's the way she plays. Raiders trying to maintain possession. Kyla Shuey sends the ball back to Megan Manette. Manette gets the ball, sends it to her right to Kate Johnson, touches the ball up to Maggie Kaler. Back taps to Katie Woodley. Woodley making a run down the right flank there, dribbles through one player, but she can't dribble through three. She should get rid of that ball when she has time and space, but she held on to that ball just a little too long. Helterbrand getting a touch and tries to win the ball, tries to get it before it goes out of bounds, and does not. She actually looked guilty looking at the referee to say, is it in or out? She should have just kept running, and we'd have probably not gotten the out-of-bounds call. Memorial's going to take the throw in here. Well into the second half here, folks. It's still 2-2, Eau Claire Memorial against the Hudson Raiders. This game will go a long way to see if Hudson can get back in the race for the Big Rivers Conference title. Hudson's only losses to the Memorial Old Abe's earlier in the year, devastating, a 7-1 loss, where Memorial just physically and mentally abused the Hudson Raiders in that 7-1 win. There you see a tough play. You see Johnson, though, the ball sitting there, and Johnson carried on through the player, knocked her down, so they're calling the foul on Johnson. An accurate call there. And Memorial, Goris will take the free kick here and does. Long ball by Goris, sent right up to the top. Unfortunately, nobody there to receive for the Memorial Old Abe's, and the ball goes harmlessly out the end line. That's going to be a goal kick for the Hudson Raiders. Taylor Brinkman's going to set up to take this kick. 2-2, the Old Abe's versus the Raiders. A great game here today. Very physical, including 2 penalty kicks awarded to the Hudson Raiders for fouls committed in the box by the Old Abe's. And numerous fouls called today, more than any game Hudson's played in this year, that's for sure. There's Woodley, number 2, that gets knocked down. No call there. Bilt's trying to win a ball in the back there. Memorial Hartmeyer has got the ball, got control. Drace intercepts. Drace tries to get the ball upfield. Drace gets that ball away, but right to another Old Abe player who sends it out the end line there, and that's going to be another goal kick. That ball barely made it out of bounds. Dale Posternich do a nice job staying with the play there, wanting to make sure whether that's in or out. And Posternich is right there on the play. Taylor Brinkman going to take another free kick on the goal kick for the Hudson Raiders. Ball goes directly to the Old Abe's. It's intercepted. Dangerous area there. Here comes number 11 for the Old Abe's. Rulin gets it back to Hanson. Hanson tries to send the ball to the middle. It goes to Megan Manette. And there's another ball. Now they're going to give the goal kick there. Boy, that was a close one where Hanson is pushing Brinkman in the back. They thought the ball could have went off of Brinkman, but maybe he's giving it to the Hudson Raiders because of the push in the back again by Olivia Hanson. Brinkman trying to get this ball out. Her free kicks are getting shorter. She may be getting a little tired. Hanson has the ball, sends it to the middle. The Old Abe's are there, and they send the ball harmlessly to the right side. Boy, we lost sight of the backside on our defenders with the Old Abe's coming in, and Olivia Hanson sends the ball across the middle. No one there for the Raiders in the midfield there, and looked like our defenders were marked up, but they had free runners there, and they just missed a ball to the right side of the goal there. But they did win the corner kick because of that ball going out of bounds. Goris takes the corner kick, and it's headed up and out by the Memorial Old Abe's. There's Kyla Shuey with a long right foot up the right side of the field there, trying to get it to Kaler. Memorial lets it come through, steps over. That's Boudry, number 14. Kaler wins that ball, but sends it right to number 1, Sydney Gagne for the Old Abe's. Here comes Goris as a center mid. Taylor Brinkman steps in and gets a nice touch on the ball. She gets it up to Maddie Haynes, gets it over to Kaler. Kaler tries to send the ball upfield. Goes to number 19, Rebecca Jerry of the Old Abe's, out to Boudry. Now a good takeover. Katie Woodley with Maggie Kaler gets it to Kaler. Kaler trying to get it to the left side to Jordan Helterbrand. Helterbrand wins that ball. A lot of arms there, folks. Nothing called. Ball comes back to Kyla Shuey. Kyla Shuey sends the ball over to Gottschalk, who sends it back to Shuey. Shuey's got the ball, trying to get it to the outside there. Goes down, recovers, gets up, sends the ball in with the left foot. Maddie Haynes is there. And I believe they're calling Maddie Haynes offsides. You can see her frustration there, and you'll see the sideline ref with his flag up, I'm sure. And there he is, Remy Rickert calling offsides on Maddie Haynes. That sure looked like a good ball sent in, but again, we don't have quite the angle that the AR does over there. And Memorial will take this free kick. They're going to have the goalkeeper, Grace Frank, take this. I'm not quite sure why. Grace Frank is not the longest kicker on the Memorial team, but she does take the kicks. Ball sent up on top. Megan Manette's there for the Raiders. She lifts it out with her left foot up to the left side there. Jordan Helterbrand trying to win the ball. Kyla Shuey there. I'm sorry, Kyla Shuey's defending number 11 for the Old Abe's. Ruland. Ball goes out of bounds off the Old Abe's. It's going to be the Raider throw-in. Extremely physical game tonight. Most games that the Raiders play in, I always say the Raiders play the cleanest brand of soccer I've ever seen, but it's pretty obvious that they're fired up today and they will not back down from the challenge. If they get pushed, it isn't going to be too unusual to see a push back. Here are the Old Abe's with the throw-in here. The throw-in's taken. Touched by Helterbrand, goes right back to Memorial. Gottschalk gets a foot on the ball, but sends it right to Memorial. Kyla Shuey gets the ball, sends it right back to Memorial. Hudson's got to do a hell of a lot better job connecting to White. Sorry about that, folks, but that gets a little frustrating when Hudson can't connect on 2 passes in a row. Memorial has the ball on the top of the box. Gottschalk does a nice job of dispossessing, sends the long ball up to the right side to Katie Woodley. That's the way you connect with a long ball. Woodley and Kaler have the ball up on top, making a good run for the Raiders. And Kaler sends the ball through that Woodley can't get to, and Memorial sends that ball out of bounds under pressure. Raiders have to do a much better job connecting on their short passes. They feel like they're lucky to win the ball, and then they just turn it over. Can't do that, folks. The Raiders have to maintain their composure and be able to pass White to White or into green space so the Hudson Raiders can run onto the ball. Here's Brinkman with the throw, trying to get it to Haynes in the Old Abe's jumper, but Brinkman gets the ball back, tries to get it to Sanaki, but we send it to the Old Abe's again. Ball comes back. Gottschalk gets the ball, tries to lift it up and in. That's actually a nice little chip by Gottschalk to get it up to the forwards. And Mackenzie Drace tries to win that ball, heads it up. Ball comes back to Gottschalk. She turns it around, tries to lift it up and in there. Ball's headed by Katie Woodley, but there's nobody in front of Woodley. Woodley's the forward. Grace Frank's got the ball here for the Old Abe's and does punt again, well short of midfield again. That's number 5 for the Old Abe's, Bailey Bowe, who had the ball. Gottschalk has it, sends it up to Woodley. We can't maintain possession up on top. The ball goes over to the Old Abe's. Give and go on the sideline there. They do that very well. Ball comes back to Olivia Hansen as the center forward there. And now out to the right side, trying to get it out there to Ruland and intercepted by Karen Chuckle. Well done by Karen Chuckle, who's going to punt this ball away for the Raiders. That ball shy of midfield, too. It gets touched by the Old Abe's, but back touched by Maddie Haynes toward Maggie Kaler. Number 3 there for the Old Abe's. Maddie Shepke had the ball temporarily. Woodley's got the ball now for the Raiders, trying to maintain possession, but gets touched away. Gottschalk runs onto the ball, tapped away by Memorial. Gets it back to their defense, out to the left midfield for them. They send it up to number 5 there, Bailey Bowe. They can't maintain possession. Katie Woodley gets a touch, but that's harmlessly sent in to the goalkeeper, Grace Frank, who grabs that ball and is going to punt it away for the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abe's. 2-2, getting late into the game here, folks. If there's going to be a winner, it's going to have to happen in the next 15 minutes or so. Jordan Helterbrand winning that ball, comes up the left side for the Raiders, trying to get it to Maddie Haynes, can't quite get it through. Sanaki intercepts that ball, gets it to Haynes. Haynes tries to go to the left, but kind of a blind pass there, trying to get it to Woodley, who can't get there. Ball sent up by the Memorial Old Abe's. There's Olivia Hansen, the ever-dangerous Hansen, cuts it back on Jordan Helterbrand. Helterbrand turning, looking for whoever her mark is going to be there. She should have just probably stayed with Hansen. Ball is sent through there. The Old Abe's can't get to it. Comes to Karen Chuckle, sophomore goalkeeper for the Raiders, who punts that ball away. Brooke Gottschalk gets a head on the ball. Memorial drops the ball to the feet. Sanaki touches the ball up here. See if Maggie Kaler can run through one here and get an advantage. She tries to run through. No foul call there. Kaler looked like she got a little bit of the back of the Old Abe there. Good play. Sanaki trying to maintain possession. Can't quite do that. Ball comes back. There's Mackenzie Drace, number 8 for the Hudson Raiders. Gets the ball back to the defender, Emma Olsen there. Old Abe's, there's Olivia Hansen knocking Emma Olson down. Typical play by Olivia Hansen, number 6 for the Old Abe's. And you can tell she doesn't give it a thought. She doesn't even look at it. Actually takes a low 5 there for knocking our kid down. That's the way they play. That's the Memorial Old Abe's for you, folks. Taylor Brinkman, number 15, sophomore, takes the free kick. Excellent free kick, but it is headed out by the Memorial Old Abe's. There's Brinkman again with the ball. Volleys it in, trying to get it to Sanaki. Can't quite get it there. Old Abe send it upfield, but Megan Manette steps up and with a left foot clears it up high into the left side there over toward Maddie Haynes. The Memorial Old Abe send the ball up and back and up again. Number 5 again for the Old Abe's. Bailey Bowe tries to get it outside to number 11, which is Cassidy Rulin. Can't quite get it there. Ball goes out of bounds. Rulin must be one of their subs, doesn't play a lot, and she's been the cause of a couple balls going out of bounds there where she wasn't where she should have been. Old Abe's have 2 goals on the game, as well as the Hudson Raiders with 2 as well. Tied up here, folks. Really important game for both teams. Memorial needs to win to maintain the lead in the Big Rivers Conference. Hudson needs to win to have any possibility of tying or winning the conference. Old Abe's get the ball up the sideline there, send it to the middle. Gottschalk does a nice job digging back. Knocks it to the outside. Karen Chuckle calls that ball. Just a weak ball sent in. Easy save by Karen Chuckle. Sends the ball upfield. Again, bounces short of the arc there to midfield. And possessed by Memorial there. Izzy Lacasse is a center forward. Maddie Haynes try to win that ball but can't. Memorial sends the ball up again. And that's Hartmeyer sends the ball up to nobody there. The Raiders intercept the ball and send a long ball up. Izzy Lacasse, number 9, the sophomore for the Raiders, maintaining possession of the ball, tries to send a slotted ball to Jess Iverson, number 7 for the Raiders. Goris is back on the ball, looks in, goes outside. Jess Iverson has to understand that she's not going to turn that ball in. She can look in every time she wants, but you play the ball to the outside because that's where it's going. Smart defenders never bring that ball to the inside under pressure. But that was a heck of a fake by Goris, and she caught Jess on that one. Hartmeyer with the ball here, sends it up onto the top. Taylor Klatt defending well out there on number 8. That's Erica Olson for the Old Abe's. Back to Hartmeyer. Hartmeyer crosses the ball into Hansen. Hansen gets a body on the ball, but knocked a little too far away. You see her push Gottschalk off the ball. Here's Hansen with the ball, cuts left, cuts right. Hansen with the ball, touches it in. Hansen doing an outstanding job getting past 2 or 3 Hudson Raiders. And the Old Abe's at the 78-57 mark of the game take a 3-2 lead. That was just a great play by Olivia Hansen. The Raiders needed to do a much better job slowing her down. But hey, again, big, strong, tough kid. I got to give her some credit. She's probably the meanest kid in the conference, but she channels her energy in a positive way to play real well for Memorial. Hudson takes a kickoff. They're down now, 78th minute. We got 12 minutes to go in this game, folks, and the Raiders are down 3-2. Raiders got to get 2 goals in 12 minutes to hope to win this contest. Ball gets sent to the left side of the Memorial Old Abe's. Emma Olson's back there, number 17 with the ball. Can't maintain control, touches it out of bounds. This is going to be a dangerous area for another throw-in by the Old Abe's. Old Abe's are going to have a little bit of confidence here now going up 3-2. My guess is they're going to hope to just ride this out and get a 3-2 win. Or, well, they're going to keep attacking too. Hartmeyer there jumps into the defender Megan Monette. I think the Raiders are going to draw that foul and take the free kick, and that looks like the call. And it is. You could see Hartmeyer there jumping right into Megan Monette. It looked like Monette was a little bit hurt there going down to her knees for a few minutes. But again, this physical game continues. Free kick by the Raiders is up and out, trying to get it to Jess Iverson, number 7 on the right side for the Raiders. Ball gets touched by number 8, Kenzie Drace, and the ball goes out of bounds off of Drace, and Memorial takes a throw in, and you can see their customary 40-yard throw. That's one of the things the Raiders need to work on. The Raiders' throws are 10 and 15 yards, and the Memorial throws are 30 and 40 yards. That's something the Raiders are going to have to get better at. Coach Knudsen directing the ball kid to get the ball out to the Memorial Old Abe on the side there, and they take the throw in all the way into the box. Again, another example of the length of their throws. Hudson sends the ball upfield. The Old Abe's touched by Izzy Lacasse. Lacasse got the ball on her left foot, tries to send the ball up, and that's going to be a little too far. Easy save by Grace Frank. Lacoste has to weight that ball a little bit better to give Johnson a chance on that left side to be able to get into the attack and get that ball. That ball was just sent a little too strong. Gottschalk heads the ball back to Lacoste again. Lacoste this time goes to her right side, trying to get the ball out to Iverson. Ball is intercepted by Memorial and intercepted by Drace there. Drace trying to maintain possession of the ball, puts a defender onto her back, and tries to get the ball up the right side, and the ball goes off the Memorial defender. That'll be a throw-in for the Hudson Raiders. Substitutions back in. You can see Haynes with 10 minutes to go. Coach Knutson putting one of the leading scorers of the Hudson Raiders back into the game. That's Maddie Haynes, number 16. Raiders are down right now 3-2, and Kaler, Haynes, or Sanaki are going to have to be the heroes here for the Hudson Raiders to get 2 goals in about 10 minutes. The Old Abe's take the throw in there, goes to Sidney Gagne, intercepted by Drace. Good bit of footwork by Drace. Drace still trying to maintain possession of the ball, leaves it behind. Memorial Old Abe's kick it out of bounds. Going to be a throw in for Emma Olson of the Hudson Raiders there. More subs coming back in. Here come the seniors. Maggie Kaler in the center. It's going to be Kennedy Biltz who's going to go up on the right side there. Some of the sophomores come off of the field, but good minutes by the sophomores for the Hudson Raider varsity team. Emma Olson takes a throw in there to Kate Sanaki, senior captain, trying to maintain possession. Doesn't get a call there, gets knocked down again, but the Raiders don't get the call. Ball goes to Grace Frank, goalkeeper for Memorial. Sophomore steps up to the top of the penalty box, 18-yard line there, and punts the ball out for the Old Abe's. Taylor Klatt gets a foot on it, but sends it right to Casey Goris of the Memorial Old Abe's, tries to get it upfield. Good through ball to Hartmeyer. Hartmeyer sends the ball out to the left flank there. Kennedy Biltz is there defending Sidney Gagne. Gagne touches the ball. Gagne gets the ball to the center. Dangerous area for the Raiders. Harmless ball there sent in, and Chuckle gathers that ball in. Raiders got to now push up and get up. They're down a goal here. They have to do something to start the attack again. Send the ball up to the midfield. That's Casey Goris of the Old Abe. Sends it up top to Hartmeyer. Hartmeyer gets it out to number 4, McCrae. There's McCrae again with the ball again. Kate Johnson, good win on that ball, Kate Johnson. Way to come back. Stay with it. Be physical. Ball gets over to McCrae again, but Johnson did a good bit of work there. There's 21 Goris again with the ball. She slots the ball very well. Boy, I'll tell you, she knows how to get the green space to allow her team to run onto that ball at speed, and she does a tremendous job of that. Casey Goris doing a great job. The ball's knocked out of bounds by the Raiders. This is going to be Cameron Goris, a twin sister, I'm guessing. They're holding that ball up. Actually, they call that ball going to the Hudson Raiders. We'll take that. Ball gets handed to the defender, Emma Olson. Emma Olson's going to take the throw in for the Raiders and does. Ball goes to the midfield area, but actually that's Maggie Kaler, center forward and back. Sends the ball to the outside to Maddie Haynes. Haynes takes a shot from the outside. That ball goes inside the far post for a goal for the Hudson Raiders. Maddie Haynes with a wonderful shot. Holy smokes. I'm guessing she was intending to cross that, as she usually does. That ball found the inside of the goalpost, and at 84:01 into this game, we're tied 3-3. Heck of a game here, folks. Physical but well-played game by both sides. The officials are the ones that have the tough game today, calling the fouls. What a goal by Maddie Haynes, one of the leading goal scorers for the Hudson Raiders, doing an absolutely astounding job. That ball was lifted in with the right foot and just caught the inside of the far post and bounced into the back of the net. Heck of a job, Maddie Haynes. Well done. Tied 3-3 here, folks. There's only about 5 minutes left in this game. Tight game, 3-3. We're going to see who wants to win this game. Now let's see who's got more character, the Memorial Old Abe's or the Hudson Raiders. Ball's thrown in by the Old Abe's. Kate Sanaki has that ball for the Raiders. Sanaki sends the ball up, nobody up on top. The Old Abe's get control and possession of that ball. That's Hartmeyer, but well positioned by Taylor Klatt there, wins the ball, sends it to the backs, who send a long ball up to Maggie Kaler up on top. Good turn by Kaler. Ball goes into the middle there. She's trying to get somebody open there. Somebody for the Raiders has to help her out. There's a tough play there, and the ref says play on. Memorial Old Abe player got into Kaler. Kaler ran her over, and the ref says, hey, let's call that fair. Ball gets sent up Liz Frank is going to get that ball. Oh, you can see the goalkeeper, Grace Frank, didn't like that call. They give the Hudson Raiders a free kick there. We're going to have our first yellow card of the game. Defender Beaudry, number 14, that's Brittany Beaudry, gets a yellow card on that call. She's pulling her shirt up for some reason. And referee calls a free kick by the Hudson Raiders. Hudson Raiders, Kate Sanaki is going to take this free kick. And you see the old Abes, there's Casey Goris who wants to talk to the referee apparently. And she's, I'm sure, asking, okay, she's talking about the position of the ball. Side referees is gonna call that position, but doesn't. Raiders are definitely going to ask for 10 yards here. You can see the old Abes are about 4 or 5 yards away from the ball here. Not going to be close enough. And if I know Sanaki could take out a spleen of one of those old Abes if they want to stand there. Referee backs him up. We do ask for the 10 yards. You can see seniors, Kennedy Biltz talking to senior captain Kate Sanaki. I know Coach Knutson is telling Sanaki, you put this ball on the net. So here comes Sanaki with the ball. She sends a low ball in, and it just goes to the left side of the net there. Tried to be a little bit sneaky. A lot of times Sanaki's going to blast that ball. She just sent the ball to the left side. Unfortunately, no Raiders on the left side of the field there to knock that in on the back side. Here's a goal kick by Grace Frank, and the old Abe sends it up. Fairly shallow kick. Sanaki tries to shield the ball there. Gets undercut by the old Abes again. Foul called. You can clearly see that Hartmeyer undercut Sanaki. They're knocking her feet out from under her. And here's Taylor Brinkman with only a few minutes left in the game, folks. Taylor Brinkman taking the free kick. She can get this near the net. She sends it up to the top of the box. It's headed out by the old Abes. Here's Hartmeyer with the ball. Dangerous counterattack. Here come the old Abes. We've got 4-on-2 here, 4-on-3. Hartmeyer sends the ball up and through, and that ball is going to go right through to Karen Chuckle, goalkeeper for the Raiders. Boy, with Olivia Hansen up on top and Hartmeyer sending a through ball, that could have been dangerous for the Raiders to take the lead. Here we are at 3-3. Maggie Kaler trying to gain possession. Johnson turns on the Memorial Old Abe. They're going to give that call to Hudson. Now that one is a questionable call. Could have been considered obstruction, but they're giving the call to Kate Johnson. I think the refs are tired of listening to the coaches and the players of the Old Abes. With one yellow card, and they've already reprimanded the coach for once too. There's another yellow card. Let's see what we got here. It's Olivia Hansen here who gets called off with the yellow card. Olivia's a captain, but obviously either unsportsmanlike conduct or dissent is going to be the call there, and he sends her off. You can substitute there. Here is Kate Sanaki at the midfield. She's about 40, 45 yards out here, but Sanaki's got the leg. She can put this one on the net. She can score from anywhere on the field. Sanaki takes a free kick. It's high. It's over the head of goalkeeper Grace Frank for the goal. The Hudson Raiders take a 4-3 lead in this important game. You can see the fans in the stands are extremely excited at the 86-54 mark. The Raiders take a 4-3 lead. Can the Raiders hold off the Old Abes for 3 minutes and 6 seconds? That's the question, folks. Raiders up 4-3 in this important contest in the Big Rivers Conference. Memorial can't be happy with 2 yellow cards, a reprimand to the coach, and the calls that they haven't been getting or think they haven't been getting. I think the Hudson Raiders are just outplaying them here, folks. They're playing the best game they've played all season here. By far the most physical game by the Raiders. And I guarantee you, Coach Knutson is extremely happy with how physical the Hudson Raiders have played this game against the Memorial Old Abes. You can see him coaching on the side. He's still excited. I think he picked his nose there, actually, but he's still excited. He's coaching. We've got a stoppage in play here. Hudson's going to have the throw in. Emma Olson is going to throw this ball down the line. All right. He's given a yellow card here. Let's see what we call. The referee here called delay of game on the Hudson Raiders on that throw. Coach Knutson may have to take the blame for that one as he's telling young sophomore Emma Olson, who's the defender, to not throw that ball to the middle too many times. Counterattacks come out of that middle. Coach Knutson doesn't mind that yellow card. He can take that one on himself. That should not have been given to Emma Olson or Kennedy Biltz, whoever the ref gave that to for delay a game. That should go on Knutson, but that's absolutely fine. That's a heck of a call. We'll take it. Raiders now just have to maintain possession of this ball. We're late into the second half here. Hudson's up 4-3, and this game is going to decide a lot with the Big Rivers Conference standings here. Another Hudson Raider goes to the ground there. Kaler coming out to challenge for the ball in the back for the Memorial Old Abe's. Gottschalk wins that ball. Well done by Brooke Gottschalk. Wins the ball, gets knocked down, wins it again. Kate Sanaki wins that ball, almost gets tripped there. There she gets knocked down. Maggie Kaler wins that ball, sends it upfield to the right side there to Maddie Haynes. And Kaler, Haynes, Sanaki are doing a tough job up on the top. They're fighting for the ball. There we get a foul called against Hudson for a trip. The Memorial Old Abe's are going to take a free kick. They take a quick start there, put the ball into play. The ball's touched out by Megan Manette. Sanaki sends the ball upfield toward Kaler. Going to be frantic play here, folks. Memorial Old Abe's send the ball up to Sydney Gagne. Brooke Gottschalk has the ball, trying to shield it in the back, and Kennedy Biltz drives the ball far and wide. I know Knutson is hollering at his players to send the balls outside and deep and away to get them balls cleared. Nothing left in the box here for the Hudson Raiders if they hope to win this one. Memorial's way too dangerous to leave balls rolling in the box. Center ref Dale Posternich has to duck for that throw in there. There's a shot on goal. Goes off to the left side harmlessly. But another scoring opportunity. It's going to be a goal kick for Taylor Brinkman of the Hudson Raiders. Chuckle let that ball go to her right side there. Good call by Chuckle letting that go. Brinkman takes a free kick high into the outside on the right there. We try to maintain possession, but the ball's knocked out of bounds off Kaler. It's going to be a throw-in for the Memorial Old Abe's. Good long throw-in, but the ball goes right to Megan Manette. She drives it outside too. Folks, we only have probably a minute or so left here. If they show the clock, we'll give you that call. Memorial throws it back into the box. They do maintain possession. Here comes a shot from the midfield. Intercepted by Taylor Klatt, who sends a long ball to the outside. I believe there's probably less than a minute here, folks, in this exciting game. Memorial sends the ball up again, trying to go on attack, and the ball is rolling. Chuckle comes out for the ball, 89-39. There's 20 seconds left in the game. We have a player down. And right there, you see who's down for the Raiders there. Looks like Kate Sanaki, number 10, the center midfielder for the Raiders. What's going to happen here, folks? Let's see who they give the ball to and what they're calling. Hopefully for the Raiders, it's at least it's going to be called a foul. Sanaki, they're sending her off because she went down and they stopped the clock. Sanaki has to come off with 20 seconds to go in the game. We do get a substitution for the injury. So the substitution comes on. Boy, Knutson doesn't want Sanaki off the field at the end of the game there. But because of the injury and the stoppage of the clock, they have to send a substitute. So Kyla Shuey, number 22, the young sophomore, comes in and is going to have to fill the big shoes of Kate Sanaki. 20 seconds left in this game. Memorial sends the ball in. Sanaki gets a touch to Johnson. We send it back to the Old Abe's. 21 Goris gets the ball, still has open space in the midfield. Tries to get a through ball. Brinkman sends it upfield. The Memorial Old Abe's are running out of time here. Maggie Kaler's there. The ball gets sent up. The whistle is blown. The game is over. The Hudson Raiders win the Big Rivers Conference game that sends the record of the Raiders to 13-2-1. Raiders win 4-3, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for coming to this game. Man, the Raiders have to be absolutely giddy from this win. Phenomenal win by the Hudson Raiders here over the Memorial Old Abe's. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming to this game tonight.